Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. Don't forget to smile. As you look radiant as you are the queen of your Nile, wake up, beautiful. It's time to spread your wings. Open up your window and hear the songbirds as they sing.
Welcome to Good Morning Gorgeous, your Saturday morning dose of inspiration. I am Sharonda Steele,
I'm yours truly, Larissa Williams.
and today on the podcast, we have with us Maranda Brooks. Now, Miranda currently works for the University of Kentucky, but Miranda has come and is going to share some great information. And for what I understand, Larissa, you and Miranda, you've already met each other before, correct?
Yes, we worked an event together for Fayette County Public Schools. That event was where we had Fayette County showcase all the additional programs that we have available throughout Fayette County. And believe me, there are so many additional programs besides your normal school that I didn't even know about. You know, the technical programs, the art programs, all of that. And we worked together that on that Saturday. So that's how I met Miranda. And I thought she would be a great addition to the Good Morning Gorgeous conversation podcast.
Yes, I was just getting ready to say that. Like, Miranda, you must have really made an impression. She was like, "We need you on the podcast, girl."
Yeah, I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. And just for all of those that may be tuning in, whether listening or watching, can we just get started with you sharing a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So again, I am Maranda Brooks. I am a Lexington native here. I grew up here. I was born and raised here. I went to Lafayette High School. And for middle school, I was just really, really honored to be a part of SCAPA Bluegrass, which is a performing arts school. You can audition for that starting in fourth grade, go all the way through Lafayette as that being your elective. And I was blessed to be able to go straight through all the way through high school with my area and program area or artistic area in theater. And you can have, when you're in the middle school, your minor in being in vocal. So it was a tight-knit group, have dear close friends that are still true friends to me at this current time, and had the opportunity to be in several plays and performances and musicals. I continued on. I went to Berea College, had a wonderful,
That's what I was going to say.
wonderful opportunity of being an alumni there, and long lasting friends, not only locally, but from like all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
And graduated from there, came back home. I started in kind of a path of working with older adults. And first, I had this mindset of, oh, I'm going to be the nurse. I'm going to work with older people. So I did start out in nursing school things, and God will place you in transitions of where you need to be. So things transpired where I did change my major to child and family studies. You could either focus on children, nutrition, or family studies, and my concentration was family studies. So that kind of led me still saying, gosh, I still want to work with older adults, but in what capacity can I do? So I began working at nursing homes. When I also was at Lafayette, I got the opportunity to go to vocational school and go to Southside and do nurse aid. And so I got and obtained through that vocational school my nurse aid license. So I began working in nursing homes as a nurse aid. Noticed that residents were really enjoying the time, and I got that relationship with them. So I began helping more so in activities. And then from there, they said, man, you're a problem solver. You love to help. Have you ever thought about your degrees in family studies? Have you ever thought about the social service field? It's like, oh, no, never had the aspect. So I can attest, I had one lady that was a social service director at the time that she gave me my chance. I mean, she did not have to. And she said, I will take you under my wings. You will learn from me, learn from her, and just kind of shot off into continuing to work in long-term care and social services. my last position, I transitioned back into being a part of the activities department, but I focused more on residents with memory care and memory impairment. So there was a facility that I got to, from the ground up, establish a memory care program and activities for them. It was truly a blessing. Got to take them different places, connect with the families, tell them, thank you so much. I'm just at ease that my mom or my father can be there and be pleasant and live a quality of life as best they can. After that, I just continued on my path of the focus of memory care, and I started doing some exercises. And throughout this time, I had been a fitness instructor. I had got my license in Zumba. Most people, when they're here in Lexington, they say, "Oh, that's the Zumba lady." And so I do teach and still do teach some Zumba classes. Branched out, started teaching Pilates, started teaching strength-based classes. And then I said, man, I still want to have some exercise that's involved in focusing with memory care units. So I started a drumstick seating class with drumsticks.
Oh my gosh.
Family members just went wild. They were like, I didn't know my mom had that kind of rhythm. It began where some of them didn't talk, but they started conversations with the music. So it was just really, really powerful. I pursued my master's in gerontology and aging and management of aging services, and actually did my senior research project on implementing music therapy into nursing homes and the powerful and impact that it has, how it should be considered still a therapy discipline. Went on now, and I said, man, I really want to gain some more knowledge and focus on memory care. And so I got a wonderful opportunity to work for Sanders Brown, which is a research clinic for Alzheimer's and dementia. And I became a clinical trial coordinator, and just now on the cusp of learning how we can negate and really help with these research trials. To our basic goal is to eliminate and have where you early detect and you can live a longer life having a memory impairment, or eventually have where we're not even talking about anyone with Alzheimer's or dementia. And which brings me to today. I had an opportunity that I have always known about, this extension office, which is here. Every county, most people, when we go out, or like I met Miss Larisha, when we go out to the community, when we speak about 4-H, they know about 4-H. But there are 4 different program areas at the extension office. And I am one of the new family consumer science agents there. So it just kind of round circled for me as far as skills that I had been learning from my family, but gaining more knowledge of life skills that are important when you go into what we call adulthood, taking time to see what things are important for families, for your finances, for community engagement. And it kind of just gave me the opportunity to take all my passions, living healthy with the fitness background, aging with that background, learning skills and life skills, and my degree in child and family studies, to just combine all that. And now that's what I get to bring to the table here for this position.
No, initially I was thinking, man, you have a range of skill and with your background, but what better place to hone in on all of those pieces with doing extension work? I mean, it's like a perfect place to pull all those elements together and still create impact in the community. So that is incredible.
So Miranda, tell Sharonda a little bit about the Black History Month program that you had. It was such a wonderful blessing. The food was phenomenal. And I just love how you give, different chefs the opportunity to come in to utilize that kitchen. It was just, I had never seen anything like that. And I really, we really need to get the word out there, because there's so many talented chefs that that I'm reading about or seeing on Facebook that are right here in Lexington. So if more of them knew about the extension and the programs that you offered, it would be great. So this is another way that we can get the word out there by you sharing a little bit of information about that on with today's conversation.
Absolutely. So, of course, with this position, I felt a calling that I have to bring the most diverse audience. I mean, we are located in a central part of Lexington that holds a lot of culture, that we're right off Versailles Road. So anybody that we know, we want to continue to uphold our efforts towards diversity. We have under the college, we fall under the College of Agriculture. So when we talk about chefs and farming, we want to have that as an aspect of implementing diversity. So I knew when I started the position, I had just this idea of people do need to know the history. Maybe there's people that for me have set forth and given me this opportunity that maybe in past could have never happened. There might have been others of people of color that are in our community, in our extension staff that we want to highlight. And we want to highlight not only FCS, but as we fall under the College of Agriculture, we want to highlight Black chefs. And what perfect time I thought was to honor that during Black History Month. So I just gathered all the ideas that I had in my mind. I knew I wanted to have an entertainment aspect. I knew I wanted to have a demo aspect. I wanted to honor by having a catering that was a Black-owned company. So I reached out to Black Soil. If no one has had the opportunity to engage and learn about Black Soil, they are one of my strongest partners. And when you talk about agriculture and the things that I do need, or the guidance that I need out there in the community, they provide that too.
Yeah, they're incredible. Actually, I wanted to bring Black Soil onto the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, they're incredible. So you work closely with them with this program?
So yes, they gave me basically the tiers of chefs, and just they've kind of got almost that listserv that could populate for you and communicate and start that introductory if you don't know that person. So she had given me a sweet, sweet lady, Miss Fain, that is part of Aunt Peach's, not part, but owner of Aunt Peach's Catering Company. And I just kind of gave her my thoughts, said I wanted to highlight either herself as a chef or someone that's working within her catering company. I wanted to honor types of food that is known for our culture in African American culture. So I was delighted when she said, and I kind of gave her the breakdown of the agenda, and I wanted to have everybody to be able to have a nice meal, then sit down and enjoy some entertainment. But then prior to that, just give homage to the extension office. So I had a previous staff member that was a African American male, Kevin Lindsay, that has been phenomenal here at the extension office, just give his thoughts of past, present, and future, what he foresees for the extension office. So we tied all that together. The chef did come out. We have a stage kitchen. So like Miss Larisha is mentioning, we have that available, and our schedules do stay busy because with the different program areas, we gather, we bring in different programs that often do utilize the stage kitchen, but it is available and people in the community are looking for that. We do know we want to have some type of evidence base with us being a part of University of Kentucky. We don't want to Google recipes or just throw them out there that don't have ties to why it provides nutrition, provides substance in that area. So we do ask if there's any chefs that, particularly my focus as a family consumer science agent, I focus on the nutrition in terms of disease processes. So one thing that I am incorporating is starting a curriculum that was given to us by specialists, and it's called Dining with Diabetes. I have a series going on so far that is all the Wednesdays of this month, and it's not too late, just a plug, it's not too late to sign up. And that is incorporating where a chef does a demo of a diabetic friendly recipe, tells that implications of how that is helpful for those that are diabetic, even pre-diabetic or caring for someone with diabetes. And then I take that second portion of the course and the program to give you that PowerPoint and those health tips and breaking down carbs, sweets, what's important with watching your sodium level and different things that we can talk about as far as that. And I also like to bring on providers because I'm an educator, but there's other people in the field that will be helpful if we have a Q&A session. So if there's anybody out there listening that is a provider, a diabetes educator, a pharmacist working on medication management, the people so far that have attended, they really enjoy all three of those little aspects and tidbits. So it is Wednesdays from 5 to 6:30.
And how will someone sign up?
So again,
How
having
will
they
someone
sign up?
sign up? Yeah.
Yeah, they can call the extension office here. It's 859-257-5582. We also have where you can follow us on our Facebook page, and we do a monthly newsletter that is flashed out electronically on our Facebook page that you can go directly to a link, or you can call when you're calling and say, oh man, now that I've signed up, put me on the mailing list, either email wise, or we can mail it or do both.
And on your Facebook, is it UK Extension? What's your name on Facebook?
Fayette County Family Consumer Science. Yeah, Fayette County Family Consumer Science. And I think you could put UK Extension first too.
Perfect. I'm sure we'll have some that will see this and be
Yeah,
interested in learning more. And I want to make sure you have an avenue to be able to reach out.
absolutely.
You have a lot going on with this extension work. When do you leave?
Yes. I'm telling you, the food was
It was
fantastic. Oh my God, the food was fantastic. And let me tell you, one of my favorite people did the desserts, and the desserts were gone like boom, just like that. And that was Tammy Sweet Tasty Treats provided the strawberry lemonade cheesecake and the banana pudding cheesecake. And I mean, it tied in so well with everything. And in all honesty, I think so many of us were like, we weren't expecting a full course meal. I mean, it was a full course meal. Fried chicken, was it fried chicken or baked chicken? I can't remember.
It was fried
Lasagna.
chicken, a vegetable lasagna for
The
those that were
vegetable lasagna, the vegetable lasagna was fantastic. And then the salad, and then the green beans. And I mean, we were not expecting a full course meal.
I do want to make mention too that Tammy Sweet Tasty Treats actually came on the podcast. So for those, if you are watching or listening, if you are near your YouTube, I'll try to link her video to this one so that you can go check out that one since we brought her up.
Yeah.
But you are talking so much about this food. Okay, what was the name of this caterer again?
Aunt Peaches Catering.
Hot Peaches Catering.
Aunt Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I may have to reach out to Aunt Peaches.
And
yeah, look, I wrote that down too. Yeah, the food was fantastic. And like I said again, we were not expecting a full course meal. Yeah, I mean, we got entertainment, and that was and I know I'm frozen. I've been having issues a little bit here today, but
we can hear you just fine though.
Okay, that's good. So it'll come back in. But was that was the UK? Was that UK Black Voices?
Yes.
They sung. So yeah, that was really so. I mean, we got entertained from start to finish. It was a really good program. I really enjoyed it. It was really, really nice. But I have a question for you. I know we're getting close to time. But I have a question from your experience on everything that you've told us and all the things that you do, your background, you're in your current position. Is there anything that you would like to leave with our listeners and our viewers, based on your experiences? Is there anything that you want to just let our viewers and listeners know?
I would say, no matter what your job is, to find a way to incorporate the things you love in that job.
Yes.
Because it may be that God's calling you to not pick up and move, but to think bigger or bring forth an idea to your job that says, hey, I never thought about that. I never thought in this job we need to focus on health. I want to take lead of a health initiative. I never thought about starting a group that we do meet and we encourage one another about learning about financial literacy. We want to be a women's group that learns how to can because of the inflation of groceries. We want to figure out different things. I'm throwing out things that we obviously offer here at our extension, but that's one thing that no matter where I've transitioned, I've just tried to encourage myself of what can I uniquely and creatively bring to the table. And that's whether you are part of a corporation, part of a business, or if you're running your own business. And don't be afraid that if God does call you to branch out into a venture that you are running your own business, you never know what your community needs. And that's been my biggest goal, is to target what the community needs. And that's different for different communities. And that's why I really love the work that I do here at the extension. Even though I'm a Fayette County and I've been born and raised, there's things that have changed from when I was younger. There's things that need to be focused on that are completely different from when I grew up. And that's the fantastic part of this job, that I get to reach out and ask those questions, do assessments, what the community needs, and not just throwing out programs that, oh, this is fun, this is good for me to do and makes me feel good, but what's going to put an impact on your community and that's going to be long lasting.
That is so true. That is so true, because me not being from here, and I could see from when I came here in the 90s to how it has changed and how it has grown, but growth doesn't necessarily mean togetherness. And I feel like we really need the togetherness in the African American community more so now than ever before. And there's so much going on. And I feel like we have to come together, because there's so many different initiatives that we can bring together to make a difference in Fayette County, in Lexington. So many, from the 90s, hardly any, to now there's so many, but we need to bridge the gap and bring togetherness, which is still lacking here in Lexington.
And I know a big thing here at the extension that we're incorporating more is mental health. We have been trained on mental health first aid. We know about CPR, but we may encounter a crisis that someone's going through that we can't physically, it may be a mental aspect that we at least can find ways to de-escalate or be there for the person to then get as help does arise. So I know for me, I am connecting with some community centers. We do have what's called Mind and Body Wellness Expo that's coming up. It's going to be at William Wells Brown, Saturday, April 15th from 9 to 3. We have a variety of vendors that are applicable. We are going to have the Anthem, that is a big sponsor, Anthem Medicaid, that's going to bring several opportunities of screenings. That's just kind of your one-stop shop. We're going to have vendors that are going to offer some nutrition tips. I'm going to do a little fitness session in the morning, and then we'll wind it down with some yoga in the afternoon, a free meal. It's an opportunity. Again, you can call our extension office and register, but that's just tidbits we want to put in throughout the year of focusing definitely on a mental health aspect.
Yeah, this has been great. You've shared so much information. And I am glad that you came on today. And for those who may be watching or listening to this broadcast of the podcast, please feel free to check out the Fayette County Family Consumer Science UK Extension Office for more programs, activities, ways that you can utilize their services in your community. If you already have something that is going on, but can partner, right? Building those bridges. This would be great opportunities to start reaching out and doing that.
Absolutely.
Maranda, you have been incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on today. This has been a great informative session. I love these kind of conversations.
So much information. I know we learned so much, Miranda, from everybody that from each person that we have interviewed. I mean, we're gonna be filled with so much knowledge and be able to, but that's what we need. We need to be able to share the information. And that's why, one reason why we started this podcast. Women, we are the backbone of family. That's it. I mean, we wear so many hats, and we wear so many hats, and we have so many jobs. And so, and I can say this, we are not afraid to step out on faith and try something new. And that's what it takes. It takes stepping out on faith and trying something new, and we're not afraid to connect with other women. And that's a strong suit that we have as women. We're not afraid to connect with other women. So when we can connect with other women, we become a stronger community when we do that.
And
So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because here at the Extension office, we also are strong advocates for what's called homemakers. And homemakers is groups that form, clubs that form. Majority of them are women, but we are not opposed to men wanting to gather together and help feed off of one another. And maybe that group is based off of a specialty skill, whether that's taking care of your car, working together because you have collectively an enjoyed hobby. So we welcome a diverse that we want to promote too, a diverse amount, because we know the homemaker or the stay-at-home mom is a different look now as we transition. So that's one thing. When you said that, I definitely wanted to throw that out, that we offer the homemaker clubs that can meet here, or even one that wants to start up and initiate one together.
Right.
Look, I mean, that just popped. Sharonda, that the bells and whistles went off when she said something like that. But like, I can add something else to my schedule right now. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. But if it keeps tugging at me, Miranda, don't be surprised if I reach out to you for something. So, so thank you so much again, Miranda. We really, really appreciate you coming on today. And we thank you for your time. We thank you for all this loaded information that we can take and share with others. So we greatly, greatly appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much.
So as we close out today, as we like to end with Good Morning Gorgeous, we always like to end off with saying, find yourself,
believe in yourself,
and love
yourself.
Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And we'll see you next time on Good Morning Gorgeous. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.